All right, so the game of the week, I think, frankly, lived up to the hype. As Dallas and Philly yesterday kept us on the edge of our seat right up until right there. The final play of the game, couple yards shy to C.D. Lamb. But let's go down to Dak Prescott, who played his ass off in yesterday's game and was not the reason they lost, except he might have been the reason they lost. Look, the Cowboys played well enough to win the game. If you watched any of that game, you know what I'm talking about. I'll give you some of the plays just to go through it. Fourth down, chance to take the lead late. And you're going to see Dak Prescott complete the ball to Schnookman, some guy I never heard of, who's a tight end. Watch this right here. He makes the catch. He makes the catch, and he's down. And he's a touchdown. And Dallas takes the lead, except that he didn't. 2 points. Then, 2-point conversion. Let's get within 3. Oh, no.
Butt fumble
My
back.
foot goes out of bounds. And then there's this little fumble. Micah Parsons can't fall on it. But one more time. Left knee. Oh, come on. In the spirit of things, that should have been a touchdown. Yes. And then Dak Prescott's got to know where his fat right foot is. It's out of bounds. No 2-point conversion. Here's the A.J. Brown, DeAndre Swift fumble. Micah's got his mitts on it. Oh, but he can't bring it in. So the point I bring up by showing you those 3 totally random plays is the fact that the Dallas Cowboys were in it. The Dallas Cowboys had opportunities. The Eagles, more so than I've ever seen in the fourth quarter, shot themselves in the foot with ridiculous penalties on defense. That fumble. And I hate to say a team got lucky when they're 8-1, and they did score 28 points. But the Eagles got a little lucky in winning that game.
It's not a bad assessment. Listen, they fumbled the ball 3 times.
Yeah.
And the Eagles recovered all 3 times. On top of that, even when the Dak's run right there with the 2-point conversion, like Dak is really going for the score. His fat foot steps out.
Yeah.
And even if you talk about there's multiple times during the game where you look at that game, you're like, man, Dallas couldn't quite really just get it right.
Yeah, and that's important because if he converts that, it's a 3-point game. When they do get the ball back late, you have an opportunity to kick a 40-some-odd-yard field goal with a field goal kicker that since game 1 hasn't missed a kick yet this year. So it was right there in the Cowboys' laps. Now, I guess one side of that is you go home saying to yourselves, we're there.
Right.
We're right there. A little like boop, 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 little fine-tuning, and we're good to go. We also didn't lose our season yesterday. The flip side is the frustration of, man, we were right there, and we couldn't close the door.
And how many times have the Eagles won games like this?
A
Where
lot.
you walk away saying, yeah, they got the best record in football, but they didn't do great. And they do it time and time again, so I guess you can't discredit them for it. But if you are the Cowboys, and I said it before, the juxtaposition between this loss and the Niners loss are night and day to me.
Yeah, but you can't by a large court, you can't always get what you want, right? Like, to your point, you're winning ball games, you're doing really well. You got to respect the Eagles, because even when the Cowboys jumped up 14-7, they came right back down the field. The
Cowboys are winning at halftime.
Right. So you talk about being able to respond with a gimpy-leg quarterback and a defense that backs you up. The Eagles are a legit team, man.
Now, I got to be honest, I'm watching that game yesterday. I thought Greg Olsen, who's doing the game with Kevin Burkhardt, of course, and Aaron Andrews on Fox, made a really good point at the start of the second-to-last Cowboy drive. They get the ball back, just over 4 minutes to go, and I wasn't even thinking this way. And he was like, we need some urgency here because there's no guarantee you're going to score a touchdown, meaning if you get into field goal range, you won't have time left on the clock to be able to stop Philly, maybe get the ball back. And I was like, I don't know if I agree with that. But it turned out Greg Olsen was dead right. This, to me, and I'm a Mike McCarthy guy, was the one play where you can question Mike McCarthy. So Dallas has the ball 4th and 8 now, well within Eagle territory. Down by 5, 1:22 to go. And the key are those little white bars there under the Cowboy star.
3 timeouts.
You've got all 3 timeouts left. Now, I said this at the time, so I'm not Monday morning quarterbacking it. You've got a 46-yard field goal and a guy that's money good, right? So why not kick the field goal? You get within 2. You've got all 3 timeouts. Now, they went for it here, 4th and 8. All Dak has to do is look straight ahead, and that's a touchdown that might give the Cowboys the win. Now, to be fair, I think you kick the field goal there. You kick off. They get the ball in their own 25. You've got all 3 timeouts. What we do know is that they did hold the Eagles on that ensuing possession. So if I play that out, I get the ball back a minute to go, no timeouts, but I only need a field goal to win the game.
Yeah, that's the question. Obviously he didn't feel like his defense could hold, right? Because
I assume so.
The Eagles get the ball back. You assess that they're going to kind of go in tank formation, run out the clock. You don't have a shot. So I respect them being aggressive in that moment. The only issue is once he gave up on CeeDee Lamb, he went right to number 4.
But why not go to the middle? Because the way I view things, and I'm going to stand up for this, if I look to you and you're covered, he's got to be my next option. Yeah. And he's wide open. He looks left, CeeDee's covered. He then goes all the way to the right. And I want you to look at the big fella at the top of your screen. Bang, wide open. That is an easy pitch and catch. That is a guaranteed touchdown. And the Cowboys take the lead. So while Dak Prescott is not getting criticized for his great performance, 3 touchdowns, 374 yards, feisty play in the game, in the play rather, that decided the outcome of the game. Dak Prescott missed a wide open tight end.
And there were a lot of them, and I think that he saw CeeDee Lamb. He obviously wanted to go to CeeDee, saw him double.
He should have threw it to him anyway.
Yeah, he said I got one over here. But for me, the decision to kick or not kick, decision to kick or not kick is, to me, it's the 8 part. It's 4th and 3, I can get it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? 4th and 2, but 4th and 8, like you're asking a lot of your quarterback to complete that.
Well, Dak was humming, though. That's the problem. I mean, both teams, if you look at it from a total length, they both went, like the Eagles went for it twice on 4th down, right? Like, so I think you walk away from a lot in this game, but you got a big problem on the offensive line if you're the Dallas Cowboys. That right tackle still, I know he's coming off an ACL injury, but he got beat up.
I want to give Dak his flowers. He played well.
Yeah.
He's not the reason they lost the game. But you're down 5. If you make the decision to go for it, I need my quarterback to see him. I mean, he's 5 yards past the defender, and that's a touchdown to win the game. And I'm trying to figure out why he never looks at him. He went all the way left to all the way right, and he had a lot of success with the tight end on 3rd downs yesterday. Drives me crazy.
I think part of it was because he didn't feel like he had enough time in the pocket. If you look at Tyron Smith, the left tackle, he was getting pressured, so he had to get rid of the ball.
Yeah,
I don't mind it. I don't mind it. I don't mind.
You don't mind it?
No.
I speak for all you Cowboy fans out there. I feel for you right now. Not only does it suck to lose to Philadelphia and have to hear those idiots, chanting and yelling and screaming and letting you know how bad you are, but when your quarterback plays a great game, and I thought he did, played a great game, I have to take the word great off of it because the game's on the line. And you had an opportunity to throw the ball to a wide open tight end, and you didn't even look at the guy. And he's wide open, and oh, by the way, he's 6'6", right? And he's standing right in front of you, Jacoby.
And I think you also made a good point when you spoke about their lack of urgency around 4 minutes, 3 minutes left. They were huddling up.
Yeah.
They were
jogging to the line.
Getting down to like 7 seconds on the play clock, just killing so much time when you're down like that. Doesn't
Dak
make
has
sense.
to get them lined up and yelling at them.
Yeah, it's also on Mike McCarthy. The message has to be, let's go. Call 2 plays in the huddle, that kind of stuff. Anyhow, great game, and I'll say it again. Congratulations to the Eagles. I'm the king of not predicting your games well. While I get everything else right, I've not really got my finger on the pulse yet of what's happening in
You got the Jets game.
But I do have the Jets tonight, so we'll talk about that a little bit later on. Hey there. Thank you so much for watching The Carton Show. You can subscribe right here to get all the latest bits and segments from the show. And by the way, while you're at it, we have a lot of great shows on FS1, so check them out too.